Everyone has seen this ad, but who actually agrees with it? Why is pirating or downloading a movie considered a crime? How is it different from sharing a purchased movie with your friend? According to governments across the globe, file sharing online is considered theft, a criminal offence punishable by jail time and heavy fines. With a generation so heavily reliant on the distribution of information over the internet, voices of concern began to rise from the once silent users. Governmental stance on piracy was pushed to the brink. By 2006, a political party was established in Sweden, taking an offensive political stance to these laws which were seemingly oppressing the citizens. The influence was contagious. Like-minded people in societies were influenced by this establishment, creating parties in more than 50 countries around the world, including Australia, in 2009. But with a political movement which is seemingly influential amongst the masses, who really knows what the Pirate Party Australia is about?
I thought it was like, I don't know, it sounds like a costume party.
Bing bang bong, a ring rang wrong. That's a pirate song.
Pirates having a party?
He loves to sing. I think anything
Well, it might be a party with people dressing up as pirates. I don't know.
Pirates having a party together?
Pirates?
I'll eat anything we
Pirates?
Captain Bearsword eats.
The Pirate Party is the next generation civil liberties movement. We've taken the idea that there are certain freedoms and rights that people have, and while they exist offline in many places, they should really move into the online area, so it's sort of digital rights and digital liberties.
The Pirate Party was originally formed in Sweden in about 2006. It was formed to fight against the copyright industry because they've been putting a lot of pressure on civil liberties and stuff in an attempt to crack down on people sharing music and stuff online. They see it as a direct attack on their business model and have a lot of power and influence, so they use that to try to change the law to attack our civil liberties, basically.
Video pirates, man the guns and prepare to defend borders. Fire!
Plan to appeal. The site is used by millions to download songs, films and TV programs for free. Media giants including Time Warner, MGM and Universal are seeking $30 million in lost revenue.
We fight for free information and people being able to access and share information online. It's a bit of a threat to their business model, which is them still being the gatekeepers to all the world's information.
I think the thing people don't get about the Pirate Party is that we're not about stopping people making money. We're just about stopping people suing left, right and centre just because people aren't paying them. We worked out this very large platform that we have, which is basically intellectual property reform, so where people are free to use other people's intellectual property as long as they're not making money from it, personal privacy, governmental transparency and direct democracy.
Aaron Schwartz of Demand Progress was charged with violating federal hacking laws, and he could be facing decades behind bars if he's convicted. But just days later, now several thousand documents coming from JSOR have popped up on the file-sharing website, the Pirate Bay. So according to sources, over 18,000 scientific articles from the Philosophical Transactions of the Royal Society appeared with a manifesto.
Because of its relative size, the motivations and recognition of the Pirate Party don't come from traditional media, leading to alternative routes into party participation.
I saw a film called Steal This Film, and I was fascinated by one of the interviewees in there, who was Rick Folkfinger, the founder of the Swedish Pirate Party, the original one in 2006. I was fascinated by this Pirate Party label that he had underneath him. What was it? And he explained in the film that it's a political party in Sweden. So I googled Pirate Party, and it turned out that they'd been established in many countries in the world. There was the USA, Canada, UK, Germany, and it just expanded, and I found that there was one in Australia.
The party is currently in opposition with the current method of political discourse, and have turned to alternative methods in order to resolve issues regarding party policy.
We moved into this thing called liquid democracy, which basically allows people to vote on any issue they want, and they can delegate votes to other people.
So we can move with the times, and that can be updated and refreshed constantly ongoing. It basically allows for a smoother, more fairer representation of who we are to our members.
Members put up an issue to get discussed and voted upon, and then depending on interest, the amount of people who are interested in it and its popularity will actually be on a list and get moved up and down, and things that actually people care about will get voted as policy. And so every member gets a vote on every policy, and there's also like proxy voting. So if you don't know anything about an issue but you trust someone, you can give them your vote to decide on the issue, how the issue will get decided. So a lot of our policies are actually driven by the membership, where in sort of Labor Party or Liberal Party, the parliamentarians come up with what the laws are.
Well, some people shouldn't have privacy. That's governments. They shouldn't have privacy, so they really need to be more transparent. So
we want to be able to see what the government does, and we want them to be held accountable for their actions. And we want to see what they're planning before they do it.
Several members of the Pirate Party Australia write and record their own music, which puts them in a unique position to understand the way copyright will affect their aspirations.
Yeah, mostly I get benefit from file sharing because my music actually gets out. People who like it will post it and share it to their friends, and that'll get more people interested in me and might get me some gigs. That'll get me paid, where CDs, like it costs to get a professional CD published, it costs you a few $1,000s, and you have to sell that many to actually start making money back.
Not only that, these copyright laws exist only to benefit third-party middlemen and intermediaries. They're no longer needed. They were always there to protect third-party distributors. They've never been there to protect artists.
Put your eyes on this. Make all the illegal copies you want. Put it on. Aye, aye, Captain. Oh, I'm so scared.
Copyright laws as they stand today are obsolete. They don't exist to aid the artist, but only the multinational companies that distribute their music.
the method of doing business, that's selling plastic discs for money and people not owning what's on the discs, they just own the discs. It's a very old way of doing things. It's a very conservative way of doing business.
They have digital rights management on it, which is where it stops you from being able to copy to different devices. That's a kind of a strange thing, because you're no longer actually buying the song, you're buying a license to play a song on a certain device.
Piracy has a largely vague definition under current legislation. Any kind of piracy is seen as a criminal offence, a state of affairs which the Pirate Party opposes greatly.
One of the things we get asked about a lot is the difference between commercial and non-commercial file sharing. One we don't really agree with, the other we think should be legalized. The commercial file sharing is basically making money off someone else's hard work. So if you pretend that a book is your own or yours to sell, and you haven't paid any money for the rights to sell that, then there's a problem. So if you're making money off other people's copyrighted materials, then there's a concern. The non-commercial aspect is where you share, but you're not doing it for any personal gain. And so things like the Pirate Bay, it's in a grey area because they run advertising on the website, and obviously they're making money. But the thing is that all the content put on the site is done by the users. They're torrent files from the users. So, and you don't have to pay to download those files. So there's no obligation to pay. So you can do it completely free. And so that's just a way of allowing people to share files.
So stuff like bootlegging is people actually taking someone's work and then going to use that to make money. If someone was like taking a CD and then selling, pirated copies of it, they make money that would actually go to the artist, but they get to keep it all themselves.
That's something we don't agree with. We feel that that's if you're going to make money from it, at least the author should receive payment.
What will the Pirate Party do when they're elected? At this point in time, the Pirate Party has little influence within the Australian political system, a fact they wish to rectify as soon as possible.
The party sort of we pride ourselves in that all of our constitution and our wiki, everything we do is public and transparently available. We thrive on the truth. All we want to do is expose the truth and allow the people to decide what they want to do with their country and their privacy and their civil rights. The standard politician is employed to basically follow what their party puts forward. If they're not interested in technology or their party isn't technology focused, there's a good chance they have no idea what they're talking about. And to make a decision, I guess things like the Trans-Pacific Partnership aren't broken down to a simple enough level for non-technological people to really understand what they're giving away. And I think if we had a presence in the Parliament, we would be able to point to these problems in simpler terms for people who aren't technical.
The party has previously applied for registration, but due to unforeseen circumstances, they are unsuccessful. However, the criteria for registered political parties has recently been altered, opening a door for the Pirate Party.
The people could help the Pirate Party simply by joining and getting involved. A lot of people have difficulty giving time because it's a volunteer organisation. So most people have a day job or uni or something like that. So a lot of it's sort of off our own bat, and we have to pay for a lot of things ourselves. So funds are a bit of an issue when it comes to advertising. So donations would be really great. Getting involved and participating just to sort of even out the load would be fantastic. Even if you disagree with us, the public debate really needs to be opened up, because there isn't that much of a debate happening between people, well, at least in Australia, between people.
Getting your local community involved, like go down to a local pub and just start talking with some mates about it, get some other people involved, sort of on a local level, so people can sort of bring it back home and realise that it's going to affect them in their street, in their house.
When the winds of change are blowing, some are building shelters, the others are building windmills. So if the industry is changing through online file sharing, then the best people, the people who are going to win, are going to be the ones building the windmills,